Scorpio, hello. Thank you so much for joining me in this extended reading. For those of you who are new to the patronage, welcome. So glad you're here. For those of you who are returning patrons, I love you. I thank you for your continued support, and I'm excited to see what we can pull out of this reading. So, really interesting reading. We have this theme of how to nurture your work life, maybe in the way that you nurture the rest of your life. Because we have a need to restructure, perhaps, from a focus on, I better be productive. I've got to be productive. I have to be busy all the time. I have to be doing, making this like pressure, maybe, that you feel. That's the word I meant to say. I was trying to find. And the other half of this reading is that this tornado feels like pressure. And here you are kind of slicing through that. And realizing that rest, like trying to hold more than you can actually carry, is never going to get you where you're actually trying to go. And so there's a need to incorporate the rest and the dreaming and the subconscious work that you actually, it sounds like you really need this energy of like rest and taking space and going at a slower pace and maybe even like literally napping, sleeping, like allowing your dream life, your subconscious to do its own version of working. So it's sort of like this marriage of the conscious mind's idea of work and the subconscious, and the way the subconscious works. And notice how in order for the subconscious to work, it has to take some space from this like productivity energy. Interesting. And I'm seeing that embodied in Capricorn energy, which is energy that is very career focused typically. And so I'm seeing that embodied as the marriage of like, it's like the best of both worlds. The Capricorn is a sea goat. It's both this goat that is, I'm seeing more as this earth energy, this energy of like working and climbing higher and higher, productive, progressing forward, keeping the hands busy, work. But also this sea energy, the ability to swim down to the depths and integrate the intuitive workings of the subconscious as like an equal partnership. Yeah. You're creating a partnership between these energies that you possess in order to move forward in your career with freedom, in order to move forward in your career in a way that actually promotes nurturance, allows like this kind of finding strength in the way you nurture yourself just as much as you nurture others. Like that's the way your creative expression, creative, emotional, intuitive expression and messages, Page of Cups, is able to come to the forefront. Instead of you constantly spinning in this frustrated loop of your creative process because you keep perhaps trying to force this energy and resisting when this energy shows up. It's like, you know, I was talking about the eclipse energy, the Sabian symbol for the Cancer eclipse at the end of June is a new flag being raised. It's like your new flag is Queen of Pentacles in everything you do. The new flag is nurturance. I'm going to nurture myself as much as I nurture my kids, as much as I nurture my business, as much as I nurture the one I love, whatever this is, like the people I love, my family, whatever this is. It's like the way I care for others has major ideological juice, gifts for me, very informative for me in terms of how I can apply that energy to the way I nurture my work life. Interesting. Okay, Scorpio. We're going to the Aquarian Tarot now to get some clarity. 8 of Coins and the Tower. Why is this here for Scorpio as the shape they are shifting out of in the month of June? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. It's like you're planting all these seeds, but you're waiting for the harvest. And I'm seeing this as like a person kind of frustrated, looking at all the seeds they've planted and being like, why won't this pop off? It's interesting, the 7 to the 8. The 7 to the 8, waiting for it to pop off. And then the energy of the 8 is like putting in the work needed to like harvest the garden and turn it into food. This is the progression you want. And I feel you, like, yeah, everybody wants this progression. Having put in all this work to sow the seeds, I want to reap some of the benefits. Thank you very much. Like, yeah, absolutely, Scorpio. 100%, 100%. But it seems to be requiring some sort of restructuring in order to do that. So what is the restructure? The Tower. Could be about timing. Need to wait for the time to be right, because the 7 of Pentacles can talk about like it's not yet ripe to harvest, you know, don't pick it before it's ripe kind of thing. It's like the tomatoes aren't ripe and you start picking them and trying to put them into a sauce. That sauce is gonna taste weird. Okay, the Tower. Why is this here for Scorpio? What's the restructuring? Ace of Swords. You need clarity. Maybe there's something you're just not seeing clearly right now, or perhaps there's a new idea or some sort of new revelation. Or maybe it's like a new ideology. The new flag, the Ace of Swords, the truth. Oh yeah, look. The Ace of Swords, this is the sword that the knight is using to slash through that pressure cloud. I'm seeing that like the pressure keeps accumulating the way that the weather cycles. You know, it's like the skies will be clear, you'll have clarity, you'll feel super productive, and then the cloud comes back and all of a sudden you feel all the pressure, like barometric pressure, you know? It's like this pressure begins to accumulate, you start getting a headache, you feel really foggy, that's this energy, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. No, must work, or guess I have to rest, like what keeps happening? There's like some sort of insight that you need that maybe it has not been time for, but the time is soon perhaps ripe for this truth to come in, this bit of clarity, this aha moment, this insight that seems to be the tool you need to finally like slash through this pressure cloud. Okay, and that Knight of Swords is going to move you forward. That feels good. Let's look at the 7 of Swords. Trying to hold all these swords, not getting very far. What's this about? That like raven or a crow maybe on the head of that person in the 7 of Swords is such Scorpio energy. Ah. Sort of foreboding in some way. 7 of Swords. Why is the 7 of Swords here for Scorpio? Four of Cups. It's like, it's that feeling that I felt with the 7 of Pentacles of like frustration with where you are. Like, why isn't this moving fast enough? And here it is. It's like maybe because you're trying to hold too many swords and you can't go any faster if you're constantly dropping them and picking them up and dropping them and picking them up. Again, I'm getting this feeling of there's a need to focus on one. Or there's a need to bring this or bring one of them to the forefront here. Because it's not only one. The Knight of Swords is holding two. A big sword and a smaller knife. That's fine. But it's like maybe trying to do too much or do too many things as part of your work is like dampening you in some way and not and it's like here's the cycle of creative frustration that I feel in the Page of Cups. The Four of Cups and the Page of Cups are having similar energy for me in this reading. Of like, oh, why isn't it working? Why am I still stuck? Why am I finding myself back in this place again? You know, it's like, why is the pressure cloud back? Why do I have to rest again? Because I just like feel cloudy and overwhelmed. Okay. It's that kind of energy when all you want is for this Ace of Cups to burst through the cloud, the pressure cloud, and help you clearly move forward. Interesting that that's the Ace of Cups bursting through the cloud, and we have the Ace of Swords, like that is the tool that you need to cut through the cloud. I think you're gonna have some kind of realization that's gonna help you with this. And it may have to do with narrowing your focus a bit. Moving on, and it's interesting because Four of Cups, this person keeps focusing on the things that aren't really bringing them full satisfaction. Where it's like, what if you looked up and focused on the one thing or one or two things that really bring you a lot of satisfaction and let the rest of this go? That could be. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. The sword you need to slash through the pressure cloud that just keeps wiping you out like a tornado. What is this? Knight of Swords for Scorpio. Why is this here? Ooh, I like that. It's what you need to get you going, okay? Here's the Knight of Swords, fast moving energy, ready to go. Knights are movement. The truth, got the insight, got the clarity, got the focus, ready to slash through that. It's like, and here you go. Looking out into the future, wondering when it's gonna pop off. Boom. You got your direction. Maybe you finally see the thing that is like the most emotionally satisfying out of all the things you do or are trying to do or are trying to carry. And you've chosen one or two. Something more manageable. Something that you can really dedicate all your focus to, and then boom. Forward movement with passion and ignition and momentum and exuberance. Knight of Wands. Letting your passion, letting the thing you're most passionate about be your torch, be your flag that you raise and follow. Let that be what guides your ship, Cancer eclipse. Yeah. Let's ask about this Four of Swords. We got this rest energy. What's this about for Scorpio? Why is the Four of Swords here for Scorpio? Yeah, exactly. Thank you for being so clear. Knight of Pentacles, it's slow. This is the slowest moving knight in the tarot. You've got three knights, the Knight of Swords, Knight of Rods, and now the Knight of Pentacles. This reading is talking about the pace. It's talking about your relationship to your own rhythms and the pace of forward movement when it comes to your career, and maybe your creativity is part of that, part of your work. So of course, if the Four of Swords is talking about taking a rest, this is an approach to movement, or this is a version of your pace that is slower. And the thing about the Knight of Pentacles, which is wonderful, is yeah, it's slower, but it's slower with a purpose. It's slowing down intentionally. Ooh, yeah. Rather than just being knocked out, it's like if you resist the pressure cloud all the time and be like, no, must be productive even though I don't have any gas. It's like, you're gonna keep getting knocked out by this tornado. The tornado will always win. It's bigger than you. It's a force of nature, right? Rather than, maybe this is guiding you to intentionally set aside rest. I mean, I'm not saying like, okay, it's my rest time. I'm not tired, but I have to sleep. That's not what I'm saying. But if you know that resting and moving at a slower pace is a natural part of your rhythm, intentionally make space for it. Invite it to the dinner table along with your more like Knight of Wands, forward movement, productive, passionate ways of working. It's like you need both. You need both the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles in your wheelhouse. That's how you move forward. Being able to change pace as your energy asks that of you, you know, or as your work maybe asks that of you. It's a very integrated approach. Let's look at Capricorn. And I'm seeing this Capricorn as the integrated approach, which I love that we see that in this card. Why is Capricorn here for Scorpio? Why is this Capricorn energy here for Scorpio in June? Yeah. Five of Wands talks to me about confusion in the process, perhaps in the creative process, since we're looking at wands. Everybody's got a wand and they're all kind of standing around, scratching their heads like, which way do we go? I don't know which way to go. I don't know how to move forward. Nothing's getting done here. There's 5 freaking wands and nowhere to go with it. Because nobody, like each one of these are different versions of you and nobody can seem to make a decision or like focus on anything, you know? And it's like, here's what I see. The Knight, this one person in the 5 of Wands, this one version of you has left the conversation that's just like, well, I think we should do this. Well, maybe we should do this. No, you can't do that. Well, you better, blah, blah, blah. I need to rest. Left the argument, left the conflict, and is looking up here at the Knight of Wands, who is, by the way, holding one wand. This one seems to be the one with the wisdom here. This one is looking up and being like, okay, what's the focus? You know, like what's the singular focus here? What's the most creative way forward? What is the way forward that I'm most passionate about right now? What's the thing I'm most passionate about right now? Okay, great. That's the way. That's the direction. And that seems to be the integrated approach that's going to move you through that creative process, because also the 5 of Wands talks to me about being in the messiness of the creative process, like allowing it to go through these messy phases where you don't know which way things are going to go and where things are a little bit unknown and it's confusing. But when you are in those spaces, distilling the focus into the thing you're most feeling called towards. Because the thing you're most ignited about, that's what's gonna give you the momentum and the drive to work on it. Okay, I think we need some other perspectives here. Actually, the Earth Oracle wants to speak. Let's see. The Illuminated Earth Oracle for Scorpio. What's the advice for Scorpio here in the month of June? Okay, way too many cards, y'all. Okay, apparently they all want to come out. So who am I to deny that? Yeah. Look, I love it. There's the gifts. There's your gifts and your talents and your abilities right at the center. Then we've got erosion on one side and renewal on the other. Scorpio, you love that kind of transformative process. What is it, you know, like the things that are eroding your energy, eating away at you slowly, versus the things that are bringing renewal. So there may be a process of like you looking at your gifts and looking at your talents and being like, okay, what is the energy that is waning? And what is the energy that's waxing? Like, what is the energy that's kind of dissipating? And what is the energy that is emerging? And focusing, I think, on what's emerging rather than trying to drag along what is eroding. Okay. I love that renewal is here. It's like the promise of renewal. Yes. And then this group of 3. Healing right at the center and on either side, concealed and disguise. Maybe, you know, there's something a bit mysterious to you right now. This is interesting. Maybe you're doing healing work. That could be something. And part of the healing work means being able to dive beneath the surface and go into the subconscious, the subterranean, which of course requires this. Requires intentionally inviting in 4 of Swords energy in order to invite the subconscious to the table in your healing work. That could be it. And then like this new version of what your work is might, or who you are, because I often see this as an identity emerging, might come to the surface. Or this could be talking about something in your personal life that is currently concealed from you. And that as it comes to the surface will bring great healing. Okay. Interesting. I like that, Scorpio. I want to get you a postcard from the liminal space. Postcard from the liminal space for Scorpio in June. Glitch. Binary way of doing things. Ones and zeros and ones and zeros, and this is the pattern, and it is predictable, and this is what it is, and all of a sudden, glitch. Maybe the gift is in the glitch. Maybe when you feel like you're going along and everything feels good and then you like glitch out, maybe that's actually a gift in disguise. Okay, let's see what Octus Bauman has to say. I'm just giving you all the clarity. What is the advice for Scorpio in June? Ooh la la, yeah. Want yourself first. This goes back to the idea of prioritizing your own nurturance, caring for yourself the way you care for others, rather than allowing others to get their hands inside of your energy, you know, or like take things from you. Look at the way they're reaching in and grabbing whatever they need or whatever. It's like, no, hold on. You have so much to offer. Give yourself what you have to offer. That's that like flag of nurturance that starts with you and the way you treat yourself. Which is really interesting because as I was shuffling, I was staring at this Queen of Wands, your guide through the pandemic, and I was like, okay, Queen of Wands is the seat of personal power, and she's holding a baby cub. Your personal power is in the way and your ability to nurture. Okay. Which means like you got to direct some of that to yourself, you know? Okay. I'm going to ask specifically, I'm going to use this Divine Doors deck. It's got different doorways pictured, and on the back there's little messages. I'm going to use this deck to ask about the energy that the eclipses are bringing you. These 2 eclipses in June. What are they bringing for Scorpio? Ooh, sorry, hold on, I'm just noticing this. These folks reaching in to sort of like take from you, that's cutting off your hands. Allowing external influences or others to kind of like sap your energy in a way, cuts off your hands, which are your tools for working. You're wondering why you're having trouble accessing productivity. Maybe it has to do with the ways that you are divvying out your energy. And there's a need to prioritize your needs in order to get your hands back, in order to get your tools back, to get that Ace of Swords back. You can't hold the Ace of Swords with no hands. Or the Ace of Cups for that matter, just saying. And I think you need to be holding the Ace of Swords in one hand and the Ace of Cups in the other. Yeah. Yeah. Because in order to implement an idea or a way of communicating or a way of taking action, you've got to be able to hold the cup of emotional fulfillment as well. It's like you need both in order to move forward. Okay, let's get you what is the doorway that's opening for Scorpio at these eclipses in June? What is the eclipse energy for Scorpio in June? I feel like there was a flipper right in the beginning. Thought I heard it. Guess not, but I think there's one more. Ooh, I want this. Okay. Couple of things. Here's this one. I'll read the back to you. It says, forgive and forget. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and waken. See a new sunrise. Forgive and forget. Cleanse out the past. Maybe this is guiding you into doing a specific intentional cleansing of past pain and interesting lies, right? Slashing through the lies here with the Knight of Swords, and healing from pain with the Four of Swords and the healing card. Arise and awaken. See a new sunrise. Renewal. Love that. How about this one? It says walkabout. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people. The earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you find the will to survive. Okay, interesting. So if you are an indigenous person or you are connected to indigenous traditions, that could be a specific message for you about the traditions of your ancestors. Or if you're not an indigenous person, this could be like hinting at you towards like a more earth-centered way or a more earth-centered approach to your path. It says you discover your path from the trees and the earth, the lessons that nature has to offer, which, you know, nature talks about, I'll let you see that. Nature talks about rhythms, the natural rhythms of things and the cycles, allowing rest and allowing, you know, winter and spring. Healing also, I'm thinking of like healing herbs from the earth, stuff like that. Okay. Interesting. The final one. It says birth. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. Yeah, baby. Birth. And we've got all this nurturing energy, right? This energy of having just given birth to this fierce wildcat. The energy of the Queen of Pentacles, which is often, you know, like Empress energy, pregnant, nurturance, mother energy, caring for plant babies. Okay, so there is this energy, and the renewal card is like something new coming in. I do think something new is coming in. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, these like revelations are coming through that are perhaps opening new doors for you. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding. A new life. Scorpio, a new life with blessings to you. And maybe there needs to be space for that new life to come in. And healing, forgive and forget, helps to clear that space. Okay. So interesting too that there's all this like plant energy coming in. I saw the sunflower in the very, very beginning, and now like, and this like finding your strength through connecting with nature and the way that the earth grows. The way that the earth grows. Look. This is the earth right here. Geodes cracking open to reveal their insides, and look at this renewal. I'm looking at, it's the way that the earth grows. Look, oh my gosh, wow. The earth grows like this. It grows through erosion, and it grows through renewal. It grows through the desert and drought and rains. It grows through spring and winter. All of the seasons, allowing the change of the seasons to inform, like that's like a macro metaphor for the changes in your own rhythms, I think. Okay, Scorpio, this reading is wild. I hope you found it to be helpful for you this month. If you would like a personal reading to see how this is affecting you more specifically, please get in touch with me. You can go to unseenhandshealing.com to see all of the personal readings that I offer. And don't forget, patrons get 10% off. All right, talk to you soon.